Hello everyone, DiscoWarlock here, bringing you another Hitchhikers Guide to Albion Online. In this video, I'll be covering 2v2 Hellgates, also known as Lesser Hell. This video will be broken down into a few parts. Part 1, what are Hellgates? Part 2, how to practice Hellgates, and Part 3, winning your first Hellgate. Note, I will only be covering 2v2 Hellgates in this video, as 5v5 Hellgates are completely different beasts. So you've been playing Albion for a little while now, and you're starting to notice in the chat, every so often, you sense an evil presence appears. I found that many new players ask this question, what is the evil presence? And the answer is simple, it's Hellgates. Now, according to Albion's lore, Hellgates were introduced when Morgana summoned demons to try to take over the world of Albion, etc, etc. But what exactly are these Hellgates, and where can you find them? Well, 2v2 Hellgates are found in tier 3, 5, and 7 maps. You can tell which map has a 2v2 Hellgate based on either having the orange portal, or if there is no portal, look for the 4 rocks like so. Note that this is also the same for 5v5 Hellgates, but in zones tiered 4, 6, and 8, and the portal is red, so try not to confuse yourself with those portals. Now, to enter the portal, you'll need to kill the demon. Once killed, a portal will appear and allow you and a party member, if you have one, into the Hellgate. Now, once you're inside the Hellgate, you will spawn in one of the 3 areas. The goal of the Hellgate is to take down the 3 bosses to spawn the treasure. Then, you loot the treasure and leave the Hellgate. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, to spice things up a bit, there's a high chance that you'll be matched up against another group, sometimes even a solo player, and you will fight to the death. Unless it's a Hellgate rat, then just get the treasure or get as much of the treasure as you can and just get out. They're going to waste your time and it's not fun. Now, things to note while in the Hellgate are the flying demon spawns are here. The larger demon spawns are here. The bosses spawn here. And the trio of mobs spawn here. Lastly, the treasure spawns right here in the middle. Note that when you kill the boss, he does drop an AoE heal, and he also grants you a buff which will increase your damage and your defenses by around 5%. This buff lasts around 5 minutes. Also note that all the spawns in the Hellgate remain the same, so if any are empty, you know you're not alone. Now before you start jumping into red zone or black zone 2v2 Hellgates with your newfound knowledge, and start donating your sets of gear to other players, take the time to practice them in the blue zone. Note that only 2v2 Hellgates get these, and I say practice since you'll only be knocked down in these Hellgates and not killed. Therefore you can try out some comps or practice your PvP in forced PvP without risking gear. But remember that the Hellgate PvP can be very different from open world PvP, so if you're looking at getting better at open world, you might be able to understand or read your opponents a little bit better via the Hellgates, but open world has a lot more factors than these simple Hellgates. After running some practice 2v2 Hellgates, you are now ready to take on the world of Hellgaters and venture out into a red zone or black zone 2v2 Hellgate. Now, you will want at least 70 to 75 mastery in your weapon tree and at least 50 spec in that weapon. But aside from this, the key to winning your first Hellgate is using everything you hopefully learned in the practice Hellgates along with a little bit of patience. Now I mentioned patience simply because Hellgates can be stressful and the rush of adrenaline can cause many players to misplay. 9 times out of 10, you can win a Hellgate by capitalizing on another team's mistake. Whether you're running a healer and a DPS, or a double DPS comp, every Hellgate can be won with patience, not splitting up, and catching the other team being greedy. Of course, everyone has their own playstyle and prefers certain weapons and builds, so you don't always have to follow the meta to win 2v2 Hellgates, and you can test these builds out in the blue zone beforehand. So to summarize 2v2 Hellgates, they are found in tier 3, 5, and 7 blue, red, and black zones. The mobs, boss, and treasure spawns are always the same. Where you enter from, however, is different. Sometimes you'll have opponents, sometimes you'll get a free gate. You can practice Hellgates in blue zones without the risk of losing gear. This is a great place to get comfortable in PvP and try out some new builds. Winning your first full risk Hellgate can be exciting. Now remember to stay calm, be patient, run a build/comp that you and your partner are comfortable with, along with having the medium to high spec in. Then, you profit. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments what builds you and your Hellgate team are running, along with any other questions you might have on 2v2 Hellgates. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found the video helpful, and subscribe to stay tuned.